All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this exclusive Barchart End of Year Grain webinar. Bring it all over to introductions here. My name is Colleen Sheeran. I'm the head of marketing here at Barchart. I'm joined by my two colleagues, Ashley Koenig, who is our head of account management and customer success, as well as Mark O'Reilly, who is our director of grain solutions product. Additionally, we're excited to welcome our two guest panelists, first being Angie Setzer, who is the founder and partner of Consus Ag Consulting. Angie's been in the cash grain industry for over 18 years and actually produces market commentary that you can read on barchart.com, or if you're a CmdtyView user, her stories are also featured within that platform. And then, last but certainly not least is Jake Moret. Jake is a grain originator for Central Farmers Cooperative. They're key clients of Barchart. We've worked with them to implement our enterprise solutions for ag into their workflows. So Jake is here and will be able to speak on how they utilize Barchart services every day. All right, let's briefly walk through today's agenda. So to start, we'll be giving viewers somewhat of a year in review around Barchart's latest updates and product announcements within our workflow solutions for grain. This includes features within CmdtyView, our marketplace apps and our grower portals, our new enterprise alert service, much more. So we'll get into that very shortly. And then, after that presentation, we'll be getting into our highly anticipated panel with Jake and Angie. We'll be diving into what we saw in 2023 within the grain market, the workflows and the advancements that we've seen come about. And then we'll also talk about what to expect in 2024. And then lastly, if anyone has questions throughout the webinar, feel free to send those in using the control panel that's found on the right-hand side of your screen. We'll be answering those questions at the end of the session. So I'm going to pass the microphone off to Ashley and Mark here. They're going to go into Barchart's year in review of our grain workflows.
Yeah, thanks a bunch, Colleen, and thank you all for attending, as well as to our panelists today. It's great to have another year under the belt here at Barchart, and we're very fortunate to come out with some exciting solutions and also some exciting updates and enhancements to our existing products. And so we'll go ahead and get started here, and we'll just talk a little bit first about our what and our why. And so this is what we've come up with this year is kind of our flagship graphic for describing what we do and how we do it. And so what we're providing is solutions to our clients to enhance their market intel and analysis capabilities, and we do this through our CmdtyView platform, which as you'll see here with all the checks on that column, that's kind of our flagship product here, and one that we're very proud of and believe provides the kind of key connection with all these other things here, and also helps enhance producer communication and access across these other four verticals where you can provide as much intel as possible through as many different forms, whether that be through our brand new enterprise alerting service, which we'll tell you a little bit more about, or through notifications via your mobile app, where we also provide access to your cash bids all the time, similarly to how you may have seen on most grain companies' websites, as well as looping in those grain accounting / ERP providers that we partner with, and use those integrations to just strengthen and enhance the ability that our grain elevators and other agribusiness clients can give access to their farmer clientele and allow them to get that information at their fingertips, whether that be at the keyboard or right on your mobile phone. Another key piece at the Barchart puzzle is our customer relationship and how we manage that. That's really kind of coming into focus as a new focus of ours, and something that we're excited to roll out in 2024. Of course, more to come on that as well. Bid, offer management, and the hedging piece, I like to call that Mark's baby. He's going to tell you a bit more about that and what we're working on there, and what we've done this year and where we see it going in 2024 as well. And last but certainly not least, again, bringing up those grain accounting providers and also focusing in on the contracting function, whether that be the end user of getting that in the farmer's hands via our e-sign functionality, or generating that contract, from the merchandiser side to make that as seamless and accurate as possible with, of course, as little data entry as we can possibly provide, because it's no one's favorite. So those are the things that we're focused on, and then of course the services that we use to facilitate those solutions. One of our additions in 2023 that we're very excited about was the addition of Mark O'Reilly to our Barchart team. We've had a great year where we've been able to add staff at a time when some others were not as fortunate, and so we're very happy to have Mark, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to him to talk through some of our commodity view improvements and additions.
Well, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. So, yeah, so I joined Barchart about 9 months ago, and came aboard as the director for the grain solutions team. But she hit the nail on the head when she said that OMS and offer management, that is my baby. I'm very passionate about this stuff. I've been working in this space for about 10 years now. So again, in 9 months, the biggest thing I'm proud of, the biggest thing we've done is the consolidation of the OMS. So before, for anybody that wasn't aware, we had the legacy Barchart OMS system, which did not have any trade functionality built into it, no hedging. And then we had our separate HMS product that was a hedging platform that was completely separate. So one of the things we did, we consolidated that up so that you have basically one screen, which we have a screenshot here of it. But again, it integrates in with your brokerage. You got your hedge accounts. I'm a big fan of keeping things simple. Again, I'm just a poor farm boy from Missouri, and I don't want to try to overcomplicate things any more than they need to be. So that revamp, we finished that up here this month. We've got a couple little tweaks on the market space side for offers, but for the most part, it's in a good place, and I'm pretty proud of that. So next thing, again, I'm pretty proud of, we did a revamp on the bid publisher. So one of the things we've been hearing was, like, again, for Commodity View as our flagship, we want to kind of make that the all-in-one solution for you originators out there. So being able to go in, create bids inside of there, create locations, import bids, everything bid related. We want to kind of have a live in that space, and then you can utilize our Connect API to push that out to anywhere. So if you have ERPs, if you have websites, if you have other platforms that you need to pull those bids into, we can use Commodity View to be the source of that information, and then we can pump that out to multiple platforms. So really, really happy with that, how that turned out. Just exciting times for us. Okay, and then last but not least, as we talk about grain workflows, cash bids, offers, what's the next piece? When those offers fill, where are they going? So contract write-backs with select grain account providers. So basically, when offers fill, we can push those contracts directly into your ERP. So with Agris and Agvance, that is already done. So if you have those as an ERP and are interested in that, let us know. AgTrax and AgVantage are done, but we just need to test. So it'd be, again, something else. If you have those as your ERP and you're interested in, give us a holler, and we'd love to work with you on getting that set up. So if you have an ERP that starts with ag as well, let us know. We probably can integrate with them too. So there's lots of people on a roadmap that we already do integrate with, but we're just working through getting those set up. And we'll talk more about that too when we get into the Q&A piece. So, and then I think I'm going to turn it back over to Ashley. She's going to talk a little bit about our marketplace solution.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Great highlights there, and more to come. We're excited about continuing to invest in enhancing that product, as well as our marketplace grower solution. And this was a big focus this year. We're now back-to-back AgTech Breakthrough Award winners with this solution for our farmer-facing platform. And one of the biggest needs that we saw over the last year or two that we decided to take action on and build was creating a desktop compatible solution. So we've had the mobile app since I think right around 2020, and we saw a need for this same access and functionality to be available via a laptop, desktop computer type of resource. And within this grower portal, we've just been able to really expand on the functionality, right? So we have an Excel export compatible feature that we've added. So, if you have a truck driver that you want to share that list with and just give them a simple, Excel spreadsheet version, you can easily do that with an export without having to give them full access to your account. So, Excel is a mainstay. Quite a few people are familiar with it, know how to use it. So this functionality is incredibly helpful. Within the desktop and the mobile solutions, we've added the ability to not only favorite your ideal bid locations, but also your favorite future markets. So whether you're also a cattle guy in addition to being a farmer, you can go in and favorite those, and that'll pin directly to your home screen, along with expanding the ticket details and the ability to kind of display all of those values, whether that's discount or just grade factors associated with each of those loads. And one of, I guess, Mark's baby's commodity view and mine is probably our monthly reporting. And so getting that out and proving the usage and adoption of our mobile and desktop solutions. So we have now automated, we can tell you how many growers accessed your portal or your desktop solution, as well as the, I guess, kind of breakdown of each of those. So what percentage is accessing via desktop, what percentage is accessing via mobile, and just give you more insight to show you how these technologies are working and how they've been adopted. So I just wanted to show you a few of these features live. I think it's important and valuable to go through things and provide an actual live solution. So this is our desktop solution, again, also available for mobile. But like I had mentioned with the ticket details, now you pop these up and you get your entire list of grade factors that have been passed through from the grain accounting provider. Again, highlighted that ability to export. So click of a button, whatever you have filtered for in here, that's exactly what's going to export. So you can come in here very easily, sort based off of account. Maybe you just want a certain date range for tickets, defaults new to old, and commodity, whatever you want. And then as soon as you export that, you're going to get that Excel compatible file. We, again, have this available across multiple verticals, whether that's contracts, tickets, settlements, balances you can, as well as, also talking through the e-sign piece where we have those contracts available for e-signature here. And then also we've added a tremendous amount of linkage within this to tie it all together and just, allow producers to get more information on each of these pieces, no matter where they're at. So always looking to make this as user-friendly as possible. And I think we've really made great strides this year. So that's something that I'm really proud of and thankful to our customers for always having good feedback. And then again, to our dev team for making the dreams a reality, because I certainly don't know how to do it, but that's why we have teams. So excited about that solution and the future for that going forward. In addition to that, we've also made some tremendous improvements to long-term mainstays in the Barchart suite of services. So this includes web hosting and content, as well as our enterprise alerting service. So starting with the website content, if you have a Barchart website or you've been to a Barchart website, then you may have noticed our new weather portal. And so this just allows the grower to come in and get more information than you can get from your iPhone anyways. So you can apply the different radars, search via zip code. We'll go ahead and just show you that real quick here too. Definitely demos a little bit better than just a single screenshot. So we use the Stone Grain services as our demo elevator, and this is going to pull through our new portal. So this could be available on your site as well, and includes the many different radar settings, whether you want temperature, precipitation, I don't know, all kinds of other weather stuff that would be relevant to you and your clients. I'm not a weatherman, but if you were an aspiring one, you'd have everything you need right here to be off to a great start. We also have our daily and hourly type forecasts here, which I really like this, just gives you a great overview of kind of what to expect. And again, just, provides as much or as little detail as you want in a solution that's easy to use and is going to be extremely navigable via your farmer base. So that's always what we're after, is providing our elevator, and then of course, their extended clientele base with easy to use, accurate solutions. So that was a big piece this year, and now we'll get to just stay in the PowerPoint from here on out. But the next piece that we introduced is our enterprise alerting system, and the big push for this is that we previously used an email to SMS gateway type of platform, which worked great for many years, but of course times and regulations change, and we were finding that customers were either receiving delays in their text messages being sent out, which is not good, right? This information has to be accurate and up to date. And so we found out that these were being regulated by the cell phone carriers. And so we used our resources to develop a system to where these are back to an accurate and up-to-date delivery timeframe. So we are capable of delivering market data, cash bids through this, as well as just general elevator communication, you know, during harvest times. If you have a bin that's full or an area with extremely heavy, you know, delay times, you can get that information to your producers quickly and basically through just a simple text, and you don't have to, you know, sort these people out individually. Our support team is awesome about setting these lists up and creating groups so that you can target this information to specific producer groups and give you, you know, just more accessibility to your producers with less time needed to deliver. Moving forward into 2024, we have a tremendous amount of hope for improved products as well as new ones. The big new one that we're looking forward to is our CMDTYView CRM. This is going to be a fantastic source for grower information, as well as being able to communicate with your producers all in one place. This is something that we're very excited about and looking forward to more information on. Another one that Mark O'Reilly has played a big hand in, so if you want to add more, feel free, but we're really looking forward to this. And if you have any interest in seeing what this would look like or being interested in how this could help your business, certainly reach out. Part of this is also coming out with our more automated contract e-signature process and continuing to develop the abilities that we can bring with grain accounting provider connection and just, you know, automating more of these processes as we see transition in ag where you need to do more with less, and we fully understand that and want to create solutions that allow you to, you know, continue along with that. Another piece that we're working on is the ability to cash sale and provide contract entry through our offer management with hedging platform to just expand the amount of grain that you can run through the system and also create the contracts within your grain accounting software. And so again, more to come on all of this, but as far as what's on the horizon for 2024, this is I guess kind of the main three that we're looking forward to in the near future. So that's all I got for today, but we're always looking to expand our network of agribusinesses, and we'd be happy to talk with you more about anything we presented today. So certainly feel free to reach out to our commodities team at commodities@barchart.com, and we'll get you in the right hands. With that, I'll go ahead and flip it back to Colleen to introduce our panel.
Yeah, no, thanks. That was a great overview. You know, we're definitely proud of the work and the features we've worked on and announced this year, and you know, we're looking forward to keeping that momentum going into the new year, 2024 and beyond. So we're excited about what's to come. All right, it's time now for our exciting panel discussion. So once again, thank you to both Angie and Jake here to participate in this discussion. We're happy to have you both here to talk grain and, you know, what we see on the horizon for this market. So, you know, just real briefly before we dive into some of the questions we have, I'd like to give you both just, you know, 30 seconds, a minute, just to kind of introduce yourselves, maybe give an overview on your background in grain.
I'll go first. I'm Angie Setzer. I have been in the grain business now for 19 years, which feels crazy. And I started as a cash grain broker, working with farmers, kind of connecting them with end users. Did that for about 6 years before I got into working for an elevator where I managed 5 locations and kind of built out a state-of-the-art direct ship position. Did that, did that for about 10 years before I opened my own business or started off and doing my own thing here in the state of Michigan, where I work with about 40 customers and a few elevators across the state, as well as kind of contribute with some accidental market analysis is what I say, but I like to insert my thoughts in what's happening in the grain world, and I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, Angie. I'm Jake Moret, and I work at Central Farmers Co-op. Southeast South Dakota is our territory, and I do a lot with, well, I kind of started my background in ops on the ag side, then into the grain side, and now I'm in the office. I do a lot also with our FOB trucking and transportation of freight, both on the grain side and a little bit on the fertilizer side as well, to make the world go round. But yeah, here we are using Barchart, and we're really enjoying where we're at today.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, let's kick things off here. So first question I have, kind of going to be for Jake, somewhat of a two-part question, but as a grain originator, what would you say are some of the best practices you use to engage your customers, when you're introducing new technology or new products to them? And then kind of on the flip side of that, what struggles do you encounter when you're going through this process?
Yeah, getting anybody to download another app on their phone or go down that avenue with them. First of all, a farmer who's generally, I'm in the same boat, just a farm boy from South Dakota, but not gonna put more technology on my phone unless it's going to provide something to me. Being able to show them how simple the Barchart app is has really helped us in getting people to join the app, showing them what they can do on their app. As far as it's 10 o'clock at night, they sat down to look at their computer, an auction popped up. Maybe I want to buy this tractor, but I should probably figure out what grain I've marketed this year and where I'm at. They can just sit down, pull up their contracts, what they have sold or what they have to also sell yet for 2023 or whatever marketing year they're talking about. They can do that whenever they want. So that's really been a neat feature for the younger guys that seem to hop on their phone later at night and kind of go down that avenue. Being able to e-sign contracts on their phone has been a way that we've been able to get farmers on the app. Hey, where's your contract at? Why isn't it signed and sent back? I don't know. Perfect. Download our app and I can have it to you in the next 30 seconds and we can have this done and taken care of. Going on from that, a way to stay engaged with them with technology after we get them on their app. We like to do a lot of call me offers. So maybe you were able to get them involved and in the door and talking to them about something, and maybe that magical number of a $13 bean right now is kind of what they're thinking. Just throwing a one bushel offer on it, something that when that pings, hey, give them a call. Maybe they're ready to market, depending on which way the market seems to have shifted. So it's nothing scary to them at all. No commitment. So yeah.
Awesome. Angie, anything you want to add?
Not in particular on there. I think it's just ease of communications, the biggest thing, and then being able to see what you have. I think Jake's right. I think there's a great ability of transparency in your position, with grain sales, because a lot of times farmers tend to assume they may have more sold or less sold depending on what the situation is. And so it's nice to be able to kind of open something up and pull it up quickly and know right where you're at without having to wait for a call back if someone's busy or wait until normal business hours.
And then from your perspective, what would you say were some of the bigger challenges or maybe unique changes that agribusinesses had to navigate throughout 2023?
To me, the biggest thing in 2023, I think, was just kind of getting accustomed to the fact that the opportunities in the markets were incredibly fleeting. Prior to this year, the last couple of years, it was like, oh, well, I missed this chance, or I missed, the high of the market in this sense. I'll just wait a few more days and it'll come back. And it typically did. And if it wasn't within days, it might have been a handful of weeks, maybe tops. And suddenly you were at levels higher than what you were at, that you were sad that you missed in the first place, And so coming into this year, I think we were accustomed a bit to having this time to make these decisions and kind of try to capture extra pennies in the market. Maybe if we didn't sell on Monday, by Tuesday it was up another 20 cents or so. And so to me, I think the biggest thing that we saw this year for anyone trying to kind of maneuver through the ag markets in general was just the fleeting opportunities and the fact that a lot of times these chances to market at the high, or when the run kind of put the high in on the move, it was overnight. And so I think that was hard for folks a lot of times, as it would happen maybe on a Sunday night open or something like that, and they felt like they couldn't capture it. When in reality, you know, some of the things that we've talked about here, it's a different ball game when you have kind of open access to order entry or target order placement or anything like that at any point in time, because you can capture those quick market moves.
And Jake, is that pretty similar to what you're seeing?
Absolutely, 100%. Barchart's offer system through CommodityView, I mean, it's free. And actually, on top of that, expanding from that, now you are allowed to give your farmers permission to put in their own offers. So if you got guys that you feel comfortable with, they can once again expand on looking at their tickets at night. Oh boy, I'm only 10% sold, or whatever that number is. We need to get some sales on here. They can do that right from their phone. And as long as, depending on like working with O'Reilly and whatnot, what specifications that you or qualifications that you set up in the back end, whether it's, you know, that a merchandiser or an originator has to accept that before that offer goes into play or whatnot. Those are all things that Barchart can change on the backside, but you could, I mean, you get some guys that you really trust that that you feel comfortable kind of, let's say, running their own book. You can allow them to do quite a bit. While on the backside of that, like to compound with that, that's also being hedged. So essentially you can come up with a product that just wants to go full circle for you. And it might just be the simple fact that you have to click accept or something along those lines. O'Reilly, I don't know if you want to clarify that a little bit for me, but
yeah, I mean, the auto hedge piece is there, right? So if you know, it's more of a question of you guys talking to your farmers and being like, what are you looking for? What's your break even, or where do you want to be? As you know, if my cash price was $6 right now, would you sell? And if they say yes, say great, let's put in an offer for $6 and let it ride. You know, there's, you know, it's amazing to me how many farmers you talk to and like, you know, hey, you forward contract anything yet? Nope. Well, you know, put an offer and let it buck. You know, let's get this thing going. And if it feels like, you got to be happy with getting what you wanted. You know, you have a price in mind. You set that price, get those offers in, and yeah, let her go.
Mark, I mean, I guess overall, what trends in ag tech would you say emerged in 2023 to kind of help bridge the gap and solve more problems for these agribusinesses and their grain workflows?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of touched on it. You know, we were focused on just offers before, right? So we had a great offer manager. I think I'll get to the point here, but like where it's going, I think is more of these strategic partnerships, right? So like, okay, we have offers. Well, now we need to connect our brokerage to those offers, right? So now we're partnering with some of these other, you know, brokerage companies and tech companies to get that information in there. And you know, I think the next step of that is you know, now we're going into the ERP integrations. So as far as the tech side, I mean, we're always looking at, you know, these different companies where Barchart doesn't need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to like an ERP system or a agronomy system. So we can take that data, we can partner with these companies. And I talked earlier about having CommodityView being the one-stop shop for everything with origination. Giving the farmers the tools that they can have a one-stop shop to see all their tickets, to see their contracts, to see their agronomy info, that kind of stuff. So for those that were in Nashville, you know, we had EverAg and we had Greenstone and we had Advance on stage. Like these guys that used to kind of look at each other as competitors are now working together to provide a better tool for you guys. So it's a very interesting time. Like we are very open to these relationships and partnering with these companies and getting that data passed through. So that's where I feel like it's going. I feel like it's going to just keep growing. Like as these guys improve their APIs and the technology improves to where we can connect easily for them, the sky's the limit on what we can do. So
Awesome. Yeah, Angie, you know, we've talked a bit about 2023. I'd love to give you kind of just a couple minutes to kind of give your take on what you think is in store for the grain market in 2024.
Yeah, I feel like 2024, like I sat down, I have plenty of winter meetings that people are going to want market outlooks for as well. And I'm starting to kind of brainstorm on what that looks like. And I don't think I want to. But from an overall standpoint, just kind of looking at what's happening, I think really we're coming into a year that is probably one of the harder ones to feel comfortable with when it comes to trying to predict market action. I mean, like too long didn't read version of my thoughts is we continue to grind sideways for quite some time. Like get accustomed to the range that we're in. And we're going to stay here and get kind of comfortable with it for a while, as frustrating as that may be. And kind of the reason behind that is it's multifolded in how I can come up with that. The biggest thing is we're kind of in probably one of the more unpredictable timeframes I've seen when it comes to geopolitical turmoil and what happens with the economy, right? Like every other month, it feels like we're trading a new narrative about what's going to take place in the outside markets and the financial markets and what that will mean. But from an overall standpoint, we are going to see, even with the Fed coming in yesterday and kind of taking a more dovish approach to some of their policy and kind of talking about some rate cuts and things of that nature, we are going to see these higher interest rates, these higher borrowing costs, these higher carrying costs, all of these things kind of be very in the market. For many of us in the industry, we haven't seen even 4 to 5% interest rates, 8 to 9% operating lines, things of that nature. And so when it comes down to it, not only does it prompt a commercial to kind of push their grain out into the market structure maybe a little bit earlier than what you would typically see, it also slows your end user from wanting to accumulate a bunch of supply and have that on hand. And so for an overall, from an overall picture, we're going to be kind of watching to see what happens with the South American crop in general, because that's going to be a big driver of what happens in the short term, Q1 into the first half of Q2, of 2024. But really when it comes down to it, without something surprising, which we could see still the Brazilian safrinha crop be quite hit by the weather with the late start and some of the other things, as it appears currently, for the most part, though, we have relatively plentiful supply without a major weather issue in the US or the Northern Hemisphere this summer. And we have an end user that's going to be buying more hand to mouth simply because it's more expensive for them to buy a lot and hold on to it. And so, yeah, I hope you like your range. I think we'll stay supported just because of some of the uncertainty and the idea that inflation may stay around a little bit longer than what we had anticipated. But it'll take something big from a catalyst standpoint, I think, to kind of break us out too much beyond getting through the Northern Hemisphere critical parts of the growing season.
And Jake, just from the agribusiness side, just given kind of what Angie, her outlook, like how are you guys preparing for the new year?
Oh boy. Starting off, I'm gonna kind of tie us back to the bar chart deal a little bit, as far as being able to market with our customers and that side of thing. But for us, having an ag tech company, ag tech is a new thing to an end user, to a co-op, to a farmer. It's all a very new thing. So having a customer like Barchart that we work with that has very open communication lines with us and is willing to problem solve and adjust their product to our needs on a weekly basis or whatever we can accomplish with them is huge. It's like I said, it's new. We had 7 different things that we were trying to use to put together this one package, and essentially now, as things expire, other contracts expire that we have, I think we can fulfill all of those needs on Barchart or Commodity View. So being able to go out to a customer, use your phone as a merchandiser originator, run through, guys, you can access a person's contracts, everything like that, show them that, sit down right there with them, instant knowledge, put in an offer, all of that straightforward right in front of them. They can see it right on their phone after it all happens too. and having all of that information in the palm of your hand and not having to be in an office. So whether you tend to see more people start to work from home or work outside of the office, I think that's going to help us a lot as well. I'm more of a people person. I don't want to sit in the office and wait for the phone to ring. Let's get out and let's go see what's going on in the world. I think that's going to help me in 2023, 2024. But just having an ag tech company that's willing to work with you, I think is going to be huge going forward in the future. This is stuff we don't understand.
Awesome, thanks. There have been a couple of questions funneling in on our end from viewers. So just a reminder, if you do have a question for any of the panelists, you can submit those at any time. Just real quick, Ashley, you touched on e-sign a little bit ago. I have someone here asking if you're able to send custom documents for e-sign.
Yeah, so just recently that was a development that we came out with, and actually that was one of the things, I guess, with Jake talking about, you know, having changing needs and different things that you're after and trying to do with your producers. And so we have kind of gone down that route. So whether it's, you know, an invoice that you won't need to send out and get any sort of, you know, signature information on, or it's defer pay that you want to send out. Yeah, we've created a function now to where you can send those out and essentially use it for anything. Makes it a much more universal platform. And one thing that's cool about that too is, you know, of course, the grain accounting provider is important to tie in, but this is completely independent from that. So you know, you can literally use it to send anything that you would need. Again, we still have the existing availability to send out the grain contracts to where it's automatically pulling in that list of open contracts on a kind of per farmer basis, for lack of a better terms. And so we still have the existing functionality, but yeah, we've recently developed that so that you can send anything.
Cool. Another question here. Do I need to update my bids in multiple places with, you know, talking about both website and app?
No, not a chance. we don't want anyone to be doing dual data entry. Again, just a huge waste of time. This magnifies, of course. You know, if you have one location, maybe doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Still not ideal, because you know, if you mix it up, you enter, you know, you're selling 555 corn on your app and 565 corn on your website. That's not going to make any sense. And so, you know, dual entry just allows for more human error. None of us are perfect, and so we want to minimize the opportunity to make mistakes. And within the Barchart products, whether you enter those bids or update those bids via our enterprise bid publisher in CommodityView, or you do this on the kind of more traditional Barchart admin site, these are all going to sync up across your Barchart products. Again, you know, Mark had kind of mentioned earlier about working together. We do have certain partners that if you choose to use a different producer-facing platform than our marketplace one, we even offer syncs across some of those platforms as well. So again, if you ever are curious if we work with yours, certainly send us an email, especially if you already use the Barchart admin to update bids for your website, or you're using CommodityView and you need those bids updated in there as you manage your offer book too. But yeah, single source, sync across all products.
As fast as you can click on and select your location, you can change them all at once.
Yeah, Jake's a big bid publisher guy in CommodityView, so I don't know, maybe just email him. Don't even email us. Just ask him to show you how it works, and he'll run you through it.
And you know, Ashley, I know you said you're not a weatherman, but outside of weather, what else is included in Barchart's web content?
Yeah, great question. So yes, no, not a weatherman, but of course, you know, you saw what's available, which is pretty comprehensive. And similar to that, I'm not a content publisher or writer. Angie's probably more so in that realm than I am, but we offer news content as well as cash bids and futures data for our websites, and those are our four kind of standard content blocks. But with the hosting capabilities, you know, I know that some people will have us upload like employment applications or really whatever you can dream up, we can help get that put onto your website. Again, not web designers by any means, but we do the web hosting side of things quite well. And we're, again, just focused on farmer usability, and those four blocks of content can either be used on a Barchart hosted site Or if you want something a little fancier and you want to outsource your web development, then we're happy to provide the content to those types of sites as well.
And then one more question coming through here. You know, with ERP, someone's asking, grain accounting providers, who do we work with?
Tremendous partner and network, and so like Mark said, if it starts with ag, we probably already work with them. So that includes Agris, Agvance, AgTrax. We were recently in talks with another ag-centric one that we haven't quite signed the contract, but we're super excited about working with them in 2024. EverAg used to be EFC, if you're familiar with that kind of naming complex. We also have agribusinesses that work with Vertical as their software provider that we provide integration for. ION is a group that's, I think, kind of just now getting a little bit more involved in the ag space. We got to talk with them at a trade show last week, and we have a mutual customer that we're going to be looking to onboard early 2024. So very excited about working closer with them. iRely is another group that we see a bunch at the trade shows that we work with, and I know that they have a new software piece out there that's pretty impressive, and so we're always working on building that network. And again, like we had a call yesterday where we had a group that we don't currently work with and don't have a ton of knowledge about, but we're always willing to learn and see if it's possible. Mark and I were on that demo, and we were talking with our developer while it was ongoing, and kind of saying, hey, have you ever heard of these guys? And what do you think? And it's like, well, if they have an API built and we can, get them to give us access, we'll consider it. So we're always open to new providers, and we want to connect with those who you work with and already do your business with.
Awesome. Well, we're 2 minutes away from being at the 45-minute mark. Just any of our panelists have anything else they want to add, or comments, feedback, shout outs?
Angie, what's your I want to say Twitter handle. Plug your
The Barchart by Barchart content.
Yeah.
That one.
Where can people find your stuff at? Is what I want to know.
Oh, you can find me. I've got Twitter, Goddess of Grain. I put Sunday Scaries out every week on Sunday for Barchart as well. And you can look at our website. I'm on Substack, Goddess of Grain on Substack, or you can check out our website at consusag.net. We put out morning, midday, and afternoon comments and some other fun stuff. So yeah.
And Jake, how do we get a hold of you if we have questions on support?
Go through Mark and he'll relay your phone call to me. I'm in South Dakota. The door's always open. Come on in. If any of you guys watching this honestly want to see how some of this stuff works, we are on Agris. There's a lot of years of Agris that we're on, and a lot of information. The ERP stuff is working for us. Contract write back feature, we have that working. We're on the auto hedging. I mean, every checkbox that you guys seen at the beginning of this, we're working with Barchart and CMDTYView, and it's clicking over here. So anytime anybody wants to come check it out, we'd show you.
I always think it's funny. I think back, we hadn't met in person. We had our Nashville conference earlier this year, and doing the due diligence, preparing to talk to clients and talk to them about the services they currently have and what could potentially help them. And for Jake's company, my only note was literally use everything, and that was it. So they're a perfect use case of someone that has utilized our products, and we appreciate the constant communication and solid endorsement. So thank you guys for joining the panel, and Colleen for moderating. Of course, you always do a great job.
Yeah, thanks all. We enjoyed having both Jake and Angie on. For any viewers, if you had any questions that we weren't able to get to today, please reach out to our team. We have our website URL listed here on the screen, as well as our email address. So feel free to reach out. We'll get you in touch with the right person and can provide you with some more information you're looking for. And definitely check out Angie on Twitter, and go meet up with Jake in the Dakotas. So thank you everyone for joining us today. It's been a great year. We hope you all have a happy holiday season. We look forward to seeing you all in 2024. So everyone has a good rest of their afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Yeah.